welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually going to be speaking to you guys about these here beauties and how I actually achieved this look. It took me 3 days because I was being really slow with it. I could have actually probably got it done in maybe 1.5 days to 2 days max, but I was just being really slow. And one of the days I was really ill, and so basically it took me a bit more time than usual. But what we gonna do is I'm gonna show you the footage of me like kind of doing it and in the process of doing it, and basically just talking you guys through it. Please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more stuff like this. Okay, so hey guys. Okay, so the things I'm going to use to try and achieve this hairstyle, guys, I've never done this hairstyle before in my life. Let me just put that out there. So the tools that I'm using today, so one crochet needle, gummy styling wax like ultra hold gel, brush for the edges, comb for my hair, a parting comb. Like, listen, if you guys don't know about the wooden parting comb, then I know you're not African. But if you know about the wooden one, you're African. Pair of scissors. And then my S.O.C.I.A.L.S Cosmetics. So this one is the whipped shea butter that I use for my hair. Why did I put on that accent? I actually don't know why I just put on that accent. But yeah, this is the shea butter one that I love to use. But I also use her oil as well. I'm going to put the information in the description box. I'm going to be using 2.5 packs of, well, actually it's about 2 packs really, of this for the braided base. Bought 8 packs of this to use to actually wrap. Like I said, it's going to be in the description box. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Oh, hey, Stevie. Hey.
So here I'm just parting my hair, and I'm not going to be using the comb. I'm actually just going to use my finger for the back. I really don't care if it's messy. It doesn't really mean anything to me at all if the back is messy. You can see the partings are just not quite making sense, but oh well, it is what it is. So now I'm just going to start using some of the kinky hair to go ahead and start the braids on the back. You can see I'm not using large sections of kinky hair. I'm actually separating the little individual bits of kinky hair, but later on I stopped doing that because it ends up way too thin and straggly and annoying. But at this point, yes, I was separating out the bits of kinky hair. So don't do that. Just use them in those big, thick sections. The way that it comes in the packets. Anyone who has used kinky hair before, you know what I mean. And then yeah, I'm not folding it over completely. As you can see, I get the hair to the length that I want, and then I only braid the short area where there's actually 2 strands of kinky hair. And I leave the rest just as it is, as you can see. Okay, and that's how I kind of got the length that I wanted. And I basically just repeated that all throughout that back section of hair. I just kept doing the same thing over and over again. Yep. Okay, so at this point, I feel like maybe what I've been doing here is too thin. Like, each one is so thin and flimsy. I feel like when it comes to wrapping it, that's going to be an issue. So I'm not separating these anymore. I'm just using them as they are, which limits how many of these I can do. But let's see how it goes. So now that I'm not right at the back anymore, I'm actually using the comb because I want the partings to, you know, look like I'm, you know, not homeless. So I'm actually making an effort here to use the comb, and here is where I'm literally just separating out a little bit at the very front for my edges. I actually wish I hadn't left out so much because I completely forgot that I cannot slick my edges to save my life. So I don't know why I did that, but anyway, that was what I did. I left out a little bit so that I could slick those edges at the very end. Okay. So here I'm just showing you the shea butter that I use on each section of hair before I actually go ahead and braid it. Like I said, the info for that is in the description box. And here is the gel that I use for these front sections, just to make sure that the partings are nice and neat and tidy.
Yeah, and then I think just from my side is always feedback is great. Like, please let us know. Let us know if something doesn't work. Let us know if a partner's platform doesn't work.
Okay, so I got a bit excited here because I was about to stop for a food break. And this is what I ended up having to eat. I'm not sure why I thought you would care what I'm eating, but I figured I would show you because I was very, very excited. And yes, I'm still watching the Parkers in the background. So yeah, now I'm on to the bit where I'm going to start wrapping the crochet hair around the kinky hair. So as you can see, I'm just taking a little bit of time to make sure I separate out that hair before I start wrapping it around, and that's what's going to help us get that distressed look. I don't want it to be one thin, smooth, silky thing that I wrap around. I want it to look like this, right? A bit more messy before I start wrapping it around the hair, and it just makes things a little bit quicker, as I learned later on down the line. So here I'm just taking a bit of time. I wish I'd gotten a better angle on this, but what I did was I put the crochet needle underneath the braid, so right at the root of the braid. I just put it straight through, use that to pull this crochet hair through, and then took the smaller end, so the shorter end of that hair, and wrapped that around the braid first. So that's what I'm doing now. And once I've wrapped that bit to the point where there's no more of that shorter end left, I'm gonna take the longer end and then go back over it and start wrapping that longer end round and round and round and round until there's no more of that long piece of hair left either. Okay, I hope that actually makes sense. Feel free to stop, pause, go back and look at it again, and hopefully it makes more sense. But all I'm doing is wrapping it around and around. And as you can see here, it's taking me a lot of time and I'm doing it very slow because I'm trying to make sure it's very neat and then trying to make sure there's no gaps. Don't do that, okay? I learned the hard way that that is not what you want to do, because then you end up with locks, as you can see, that look very much like faux locks that are very neat and very tightly wrapped around, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted that distressed, messy look. And apart from the fact that you can see that this lock is way too neat, I'm just showing you here how I actually go about attaching the second bit of hair. So before the first bit of hair has completely finished, so while there's still a bit of a small end left, I go ahead and I grab a second piece of hair and I make sure that there's a shorter end and a longer end with that as well. And I combine the shorter end of that new piece of hair with the remaining short end of the last piece of hair, and I continue wrapping that around the braid of kinky hair until those have run out. And then I take that longer piece of the new piece of hair and go back over that bit that I just wrapped, and then I keep wrapping that longer piece around. So you can see from the video right now that that long piece of hair is still remaining. It's over my shoulder whilst I wrap those shorter ends, and then I'm going to come back and grab that longer piece afterwards and start wrapping with that longer piece over the bit that I've just done, and then I continue on, and that just helps secure it all. There we go. I'm just starting to wrap that longer piece now over the bits that I've just done. Okay, so it's actually been like 2 days since y'all saw me starting those braids. So long story short, after I did those braids that you saw me do, I got tired and so I stopped. And I'm continuing them. So here's the progress so far. So if I go like this, you can actually see, oh, I wish I could move in a way where you can, I'm getting that distressed look, which I'm really, really happy with. This has not been done yet, so I still need to do this here, but the distressed look is coming together. I actually changed the method slightly from what I was doing at the back because it just wasn't quite looking how I needed it to look. And those ones that I've done at the back, I'm gonna take out and redo, because if I show you, this is what I've done, okay? So you can see them looking all distressed and whatnot, right? These are those old ones from before. Can you see the difference? Can you see how thin and gangly they are? And they're way too long. So can you see how much longer they come? It ain't it, it ain't it. So these ones are gonna come out so they can look more like this. So this is just a better view of what it actually looks like now, okay? So you can see I learned from those ones at the back. Do not wrap them so tight. Do not worry about it being neat. That is the opposite of what you want. You want it to be distressed and messy. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you the finished product. I cannot lay my edges to save my life, so they're looking a bit of a mess, but we're gonna pretend that they look good, okay? Like I said, please subscribe if you do find it useful. Please leave me comments. Tell me what it is you want to see. Tell me what it is you want me to do next. And I will actually give it a go. So yeah, bye guys.